are listening to Wicked Psychotherapists, a podcast where two psychotherapists show you that taking care of and learning about mental health doesn't have to be wicked hard.
Hey guys, this is Tanya.
Hi, it's Erin, and welcome to Wicked Psychotherapists.
So we are continuing on our Adam journey. It's now a journey now of all of Adam's world. If you don't know, this is your first time listening, we're talking about Adam Sandler. We talk a lot about his movies. Go back and take a listen.
As opposed to Adam Carolla or Adam something else.
Yeah. I don't know many other Adams, but we mean Adam Sandler. He's the one. He's our guy. Yeah. I don't really know any other Adams. I don't know.
Adam West. I don't know.
Adam West, yeah. Oh my God, yeah. He's a character. But no, we love our Adam, and we've been exploring, along the way we did Hustle, which was Adam had a more serious role, and he very much had a serious role in this movie, Punch Drunk Love.
Yeah. That
we're going to be talking about today. He really, actually, I didn't even think of this, but he really was not at all funny, like at all. I mean, like, and I know that was intentional, but he
Right.
really was, his character called for a very serious, nature and way of being, which is, again, another turn in Adam. And this was 2002. So it was kind of, not too long after his 90s, like Billy Madison and Happy Gilmore kind of stage. But I read somewhere that the director really wanted to work with Adam Sandler and Daniel Day-Lewis, or I think that was on the Amazon like sidebar trivia thing or whatever.
Okay.
Because I watched this on Amazon Prime, and he was like dead set on this, and he was like, I want to work with them, and he was the only director apparently that's worked with both of them, like not on the same movie, but like everybody was kind of like, wow, they're very different, they have very different backgrounds, but he, I guess, really just saw something. Like Daniel Day-Lewis is like a serious actor, but Adam Sandler just wasn't considered that, so, but he did a really good job, really good.
Yeah, it was very different, a different reach for him too. I wasn't sure what to expect with this, especially like we had talked like at the beginning too. You don't know where this is going because you see this man in this very blue suit in a room by himself in this office, and it's like, what is this? Then you see that it's a storage facility office or something. You weren't sure, like, does he have a real business? Is he just like playing office by himself? Like, I wasn't sure what, like, if this person had like a mental breakdown or what was happening at the very beginning.
Yeah, it was kind of strange. Like, you knew you were in for a strange ride from the start. And even the way it starts, there's no opening credits. It's probably done intentionally just to kind of get you in the story and feel kind of like thrown off from the start.
Yeah.
But it is, he's very much alone. Maybe the blue suit, maybe I'm reading way too much into this. Maybe it's like to symbolize his kind of depression, which we see.
Maybe.
Maybe, or maybe, I don't know. Maybe I totally could be reading into that and just making that up in my head. But it does from the start. You get this impression that Barry, who is played by Adam Sandler, Barry Egan, he's a very kind of meek character, and he doesn't really stick up for himself. He's kind of seems downtrodden and down in his luck, and he's talking to the guy about the healthy choice points, which choice, whatever happened to healthy choice?
I don't know. They were like everywhere. Like,
yeah.
And they probably really did have pudding. I don't remember that, but
they did. I do remember that. They did. I mean, I don't think I ate it, but like I remember seeing it. Like they had like soup, they had the frozen meals, and like they had a whole line.
Yeah, I remember the soup, and I remember the frozen meals. It was weird. I'm gonna get on a sidebar for a second.
Okay, that's what we do here.
It seems like for a while everyone was eating those frozen meals. I don't know if it was reminiscent of like when you're a kid in the 80s. It was like, okay, well, I have my frozen TV dinner, and now as an adult or whatever, I'm able to buy my own food. Let me buy frozen meals that are
like a healthier option, quote unquote.
Yeah.
It was supposed to be. Yeah, I do remember that it was everywhere, and I remember thinking that like, oh wow, that's pretty cool that it's healthy, but it probably doesn't taste good. But I did try a few at some point, and they weren't bad, but it had like a lot of sodium because it's a frozen meal or whatever. But Yeah, it's really he's obsessed with it because he wants the like, I guess every 10 you buy you get like 500 points, and with the puddings they were like individually marked so you get more points. Like he thinks it was kind of a mistake or whatever. But I kind of wonder, actually, now that I'm thinking about it, why was he doing that when he hadn't met Lena yet? Did he just kind of have a sense he wanted to get away, maybe?
Maybe. And it's funny, I was thinking almost of, again, weird brain. I was thinking of the kid who got the points for the Pepsi.
Oh, the jet. Yeah. That, like, where's my jet, Pepsi? Yeah. That documentary.
Yes. So it's almost like he's trying to figure out, okay, well, what is the loophole to get this? It was almost like fun, like a gamble or a way to really have his mind go somewhere else instead of thinking of the present. It's like, okay, let me find this other reality so I can future think. Maybe that was his way of getting out of his depression of.
Yeah. That's true. Yeah. Maybe he was thinking like, this is just something I can like have a goal kind of, and it will change these things, because he didn't seem to have good self-awareness or like a good, a way of like, he knew he when he talks to his brother-in-law, I know we're kind of jumping all around, but we're assuming you watched this from 24 years ago. Because I know it was it 2002?
I think so. Yeah, because it was 2002, but it looked like it was supposed to be a lot older because the cars were very, very dated. Did you notice that?
I didn't even realize that. Yeah.
And the technology was very dated. Like they were using the phones, like the payphones and different things like that. So I was wondering what year it was actually supposed to be.
People were still using that in 2002, but I don't know. Maybe not.
I don't know.
But you're right. Like the cars definitely looked older.
Yeah, the cars looked older than 2002.
Well, that's interesting. I didn't even think of that. Yeah, so it's kind of like a different time frame almost. Yeah. Weird. I see that kind of adds to like that weird, like otherworldly, absurdist kind of element that is there, I think. That's it. I didn't even think of that at all.
Well, and I was thinking, I don't know. I was thinking it might be a different time frame just because of the 900 numbers. It seemed like that was a big 80s thing. I was surprised.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. And like looking in the newspaper and stuff like that. Yeah. Or maybe he just don't remember. Yeah, he saw like something in a newspaper ad and he's just like, let me try it kind of thing. But yeah, maybe it was supposed to be like in the 80s or something. Yeah. Or maybe
I don't know.
Yeah. Oh, that's interesting. I wonder if, it's funny because I saw in the Amazon trivia that the director never really talked much about this. And I don't know if he just kind of wanted it to be like enigmatic and like mysterious kind of thing.
Yeah.
It kind of goes along with it, but
yeah.
Maybe like if, I think kind of those absurdist, I keep using absurdist because I heard that described like that on like Wikipedia. That's not my word, but that's kind of the way it's described, and it does fit it. I think they kind of like combine different time periods and just kind of like throw everything in there. So yeah, that probably is part of it. Yeah. But I think Barry, when he cries to his brother-in-law, which I felt so bad for him when he just like starts to cry. I'm like, oh my God, like he's just like a little kid emotionally, you know?
He's like, I don't know. Sometimes I just cry for no reason. And then and the brother-in-law just stands there. And he's
like he doesn't know how to like even talk to him or comfort him. Like, and he's like a doctor. He's like, but what's wrong? And it's like,
I'm an eye doctor.
Or he was a dentist. Yeah. He's like, I'm a dentist. But like, still, I mean, come on, have some compassion. Like, Jesus, you see the way the sisters treat him. Come on.
Well, and that might also be
one of them.
Yeah, he might also be like, I can't really show compassion to you because,
Then I'll get it thrown at me by my wife.
Yeah.
Other sisters. It's not funny because I feel really, the way his sisters treat him is, I know we were talking about this, I just find so infuriating and angering how they're so pushy and they're so involved with his life and they're so quick to label his, but like they don't seem to really look at their own, and they kind of just put everything on him. It's really, and then they act like he's such a terrible person when he acts out, and it's like, where do you think that's gonna go if you dump that on someone?
Well, and it's also like, and this happens in so many family systems where sometimes you're stuck in that age. Like, so family members might grow, you're no longer 15, but they'll still remember or talk about, oh yeah, remember when blah, 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 you did this when, you know, like you threw a hammer or you did this or whatever was happening with him. But I know that happens a lot, like where you feel like, I know I felt like that, like in my own life, you know, where it's like you feel like you're not even emotionally stuck in a time, but other people in your family still keep you in that age.
Yeah, that does happen. And, I read a quote somewhere about that phenomenon that said, like, people keep you in a certain time period and in certain situations because they feel like they had the most power over you, and that feels good to them. And that says a lot more about them.
Wow. Can you say that again? That's a really deep
I'm
quote.
butchering it. I don't think I'm getting this, but if you look it up, it's like people keep you stuck in like a certain time period because that's the one where they had the most power over you. And I know us as I don't know if Barry was the youngest, but I know we're both youngest, and so I think we kind of relate to that because we probably had we had like the least amount of power in our families.
Well, and I still feel like sometimes I have to remind people that I'm not, not saying like, hey, I'm not 15 or I'm not 16.
Right.
But I feel like sometimes it's like almost like, hey, wait, I'm able to do this because I'm an adult, or I don't have to ask permission, or hey, guess what? I'm not still making those stupid decisions, or haha, that happened. But guess what? It was like a long time ago.
Right. And like, I don't even want to, like, why would you even bring that up other than to just give yourself some power? It's so stupid. It's, and I really, his sisters really seem to be really projecting their own misery and insecurities. And like, it kind of seems like they all have a scapegoat sort of,
Well, just even when he comes in, like into the birthday party. So they're all like talking around the island or whatever. And they're talking about him. So they are already.
And he walks back out. He's like, I don't want this. He like comes back in like.
He's like out, in, out. I think he has to like psych himself out.
Yeah.
So it takes him like a good 3 or 4 times. And then I was so pissed when I saw like he had this little box, this little pastry or cake or something. She's like, oh, I already have a cake.
She's like, there's a cake there. Like, she doesn't even like acknowledge it. Yeah, she's so rude.
Yeah, I was like, what a jerk.
It's like, and you get the impression he's just, that's the way he's always been treated. Like he probably was very sensitive but also was overrun. I mean, by 7 sisters. I had 4 and I cannot imagine having 3
I can't
more.
imagine.
That's insane.
That'd be a lot. That'd be a lot.
It's like they keep him in that. They keep him in the like, oh, you're remember that? Remember when we used to call you, they said something awful about him.
Yeah.
Like basically defining him as something, and it just kept bringing it up. And it's like, they'll ask about his business, but then they'll kind of be like, why do you do that? Why do you do that? And it's just like, everything is like, he can't just be, and they can't see him.
Yeah. And then they said something after they were attacking him. They're like, oh, you didn't bring a hammer, did you? Because I guess in the past when they would, I guess they probably were like always at him. So he'd probably like punch walls and take hammers to stuff and which is his way of releasing, which of course it's not a healthy way. But when you don't
But
have
he had no other
means
tools towards it.
No other tools.
Yeah.
So then he just
his way of coping was just to like go destroy a wall, and like then they would like judge him for that and not see the connection at all. And they still were doing it as an adult.
Yeah. And then he just like smashes the window. And their French doors or whatever, slide-in doors, and then they're just like, oh, like not realizing like, hey, you get at him like within 2 seconds of him coming into this house and this party.
Yeah, they don't take any responsibility for that. Instead, they call him more awful names and say like, are you a so and so? And I'm not going to say that word, but are you this or that? Don't even like, it's just in such a dysfunctional way, because like in a healthy family, they'd probably be like, oh my gosh, like what's going on? They wouldn't be teasing him about something that obviously was the result of him being just severely bullied and, stuck in that. But so they have their own dysfunction. And I think that's why he never really knows how to connect to people, because he's never really seen. Instead, he has to kind of just keep to himself and not like he has to kind of hide behind people pleasing, you know, and kind of be like, oh, I can't tell who I really am because that gets mocked if I'm like vulnerable, you know, if I kind of put myself out there. So I have to kind of hide and be distant. They're always like, how come you don't try and sneak out of this? And it's like, why would he want to be around that? Mm-hmm. Why would he want to go and be just mocked incessantly and teased? They're relentless. Yeah, it's awful. I think that forms a lot of who he is. And he never learned to cope. He just kind of got really angry and, you know, would just learn to take it out by punching things and, you know, things around him. And I don't think he ever learned to get close to anyone until he met Lena, and he felt like, oh, she accepts me and I can be close with her. Yeah.
His coworker, Louis Guzman. Mm-hmm. His character, it seemed like they had a good friendship, but he's also his coworker or employee. But it seemed like what I did like about like all the people that worked there, whatever they did, I don't even know what they did for work. Sold plungers.
I think it was like novelties. They like made like novelty things or something.
Yeah. But it seemed like everyone was very in tune to Barry at his office. If he did something, they all were like very like watching him and worried about him. And notice that like it seemed like everybody there was very aware, even though he might not have been receiving it anywhere else. His little office, his little weird little workspace seemed like it was almost like a safe spot for him.
Yeah. Like they understood his, like maybe they didn't know where it came from, but they understood kind of his like fluctuating moods and kind of like when he maybe got upset, like they seemed to kind of work with that as opposed to like putting him down further.
Right.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. But yeah, he really has, I mean, you really feel bad for him because you can see he's really a lonely person. He's never really connected with anyone and he has depression. He's very sad. He cries a lot and he doesn't know how to be. He's socially awkward. You know, he doesn't really know. He misplaces words. He'll say things like, oh, this, like when he said like, I'm food instead of I'm good. And
oh, you said I'm food. Like,
yeah. And the brother-in-law was kind of like, oh, maybe it's just because you're hungry. He was like kind of seeing like, it's okay. Like, it's not a big deal. Maybe, you're just subconsciously thinking you're hungry. Like, you know, whatever. But the sister's like, why would you say that? Yeah.
And that happens a lot when people have anxiety too, where it's like, okay, well, my brain is working faster, or I'm just trying to have some sort of conversation. It's so difficult. And he probably did have anxiety, social anxiety, or a mix of depression or something. And talking with these people who he knows he's going to get judged no matter what he says, it's probably so hard to even formulate a sentence.
Yeah, I think he has like a hyper vigilance in his head, kind of always watching for that, because it's like something that really broke him, you know, and kind of kept him in a very like low state. And I think he really, you know, it's just almost like he can't even concentrate on the words, you know, he's just like, it just comes out really random. And he also isn't, I mean, like when he starts to talk to Lena and he's in Hawaii to go and meet her, he like starts to ask her all these questions that he probably should have asked like in person on the first date, or, you know, kind of at some point when they're in person. He's like, so have you been married before? Like, where are you from? She's like, we should probably talk in person. He's like, okay, so like, where are you from though? Like originally. And he just doesn't really
he doesn't understand. Rules. He's like, it's funny. I used to have a coworker like that. Like it was like, I'm sure we've all had those coworkers. I just remember at one of my old jobs, it's like they wouldn't know how to end a sentence or a conversation. It would be like, you're like giving all the clues, you're going back to work, you're back at your computer, you're typing, they're still talking. You're like, okay.
Like I am literally leaving the room right now and you're not stopping, but okay. Yeah. And I mean, he's a very, you know, benign, very sweet presence. You know, I think he's probably just trying to figure out how to connect with people, because he had to really, I think, disconnect and just not, you know, just kind of focus on things like his job, or maybe getting the you know, mileage points or whatever. You know, he needed to kind of have those things because he just couldn't, you know, it was too much. He just was given this impression, this feedback from himself growing up, that he was just always like a weird, bad person and was always mocked. And so how would he think that, you know, he can connect with anyone?
Yeah.
And he kind of stays away from, like he's not deserving of it. Yeah. And it's funny to me that his sister Elizabeth tries to set him up with her friend, who's Lena, turns out to be Lena. He, it's kind, I mean, like, I understand why, because his sisters are very pushy, but it almost seems like she wouldn't even, it's almost like she set it up to be like, oh, like, he's too weird, sorry about that, kind of thing, like almost to kind of further add to that or something.
Yeah. Oh, he doesn't always wear that suit. I don't know. I'm sorry.
And she didn't seem to care. Lena didn't seem to care. It was just so weird. It was like her own thing, Elizabeth's own thing.
And meanwhile, Lena had already met him earlier because she entrusted the stranger with her car keys.
Well, she knew who he was. She said at the end, she was like, I actually came up to meet you because I saw a picture of you and I just really felt like I had to meet you. Like, she was really drawn to him, and it was probably because she sensed something very sensitive and just, I don't know,
I must
really
have missed
like
that part.
Yeah, she said at the end, she was like, or I think it was when they were in Hawaii that she was like, I actually knew who you were and knew where you worked, and I wanted to meet you because I saw this picture of you and your sisters, and I was really drawn to you, so I wanted to like meet you before, because she knew Elizabeth was going to try and set them up, and so that's why she had her car there. Like, it wasn't a coincidence. And so she maybe is a little bit
weird,
kind of quirky, maybe, and kind of just, or I don't know, maybe she sensed something in him that just she was very drawn to him. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I think they definitely kind of like a little bit of like a soulmate-ish kind of feeling to it. But I really liked that. I liked that she was, I don't understand why she was friends with Elizabeth, or maybe just because that's her boss.
Yeah, I was gonna say I don't even know what they did, but yeah, Elizabeth was her boss.
Yeah, so maybe she felt like she kind of had to. But yeah, it's I think she just really felt like this was somebody special and different. And I do have to say, if I were, and I know I'm speaking just from random, this is a movie, and it's ridiculous, and I know this, but this is what I do. I think if I met someone like him, he does seem like he is a very sweet person, and I think has really good intentions, but I think if I had been on a date with someone and we were asked to leave, and it was kind of under weird circumstances, like when he beats up the bathroom, I know she doesn't know right away, but I think I would have been like, that's weird, and I would have been a little bit, I don't know, kind of, and like, some of the things he says, he's like lying, and I think she kind of knows that, and I don't know.
Yeah, I would wonder, like, did his credit card get denied? Has he been here before? Why are we being told to leave?
Yeah, it just doesn't really, I don't know. I would be like, wait, what? Why did we have to leave? That would be very strange to me, like, no matter what, but I know it's just a movie, and I think she's just she just really sees, like, okay, maybe he has some stuff going on, but.
And then you wouldn't call your door person to call him, to talk to him right away before he leaves, to tell him that you want to kiss him.
Yeah. Maybe she is a little awkward herself. There is some, I don't know, or maybe she's just thinking he's maybe she's just quirky.
Maybe she has high empathy or something.
Yeah, maybe she kind of just really sees him and recognizes that he has a lot of good in him. But I do think that I'm not a fan of rom-coms, and I don't love the overall. I like how the movie did it. I really like this. Like, I like the movie a lot. But I think there's a part of me that sort of maybe cringes a little bit when I'm like, okay, everything is solved by just finding a person. That makes me a little like that didn't really help out with all the mental health issues, and like, is this going to be codependent? But I think in his case, he really is just like, he just has literally never had that bridge, that connection there, and like, just having that meant everything.
He's never had like any secure attachment or anything.
Yeah.
He's always had, like, his anxiousness has always been almost reinforced by his 7 sisters too. Like, they've never really let him have his own thoughts or experiences or screw ups, or
just let him be. Yeah. He's just always judged and put down, and then judged further when he acts out because of their treatment.
Yeah.
But yeah, and I think it really is nice to see his evolution of kind of like when he does have that secure attachment, when he does have that love, you see him really gaining courage. You know, he really starts to see like, wait a minute, I'm just gonna take the brothers on, the ones that, you know, came over to beat him up and rough him up and take his money. And then he goes to Utah to go right to the source and be like, you know what, like, I'm not gonna let you mess with me, and kind of stands up to them. Like he says, like, I have so much strength in me right now because I have a girl I love, you know, kind of thing.
Yeah. What was it that he had the guy say? Was it and something
and
like,
that or,
and that's that? Yeah. Because then they're just going to come after me. He's like, and that's that.
Yeah, that's like he needed to have the last word. The Dean character, who's played by Philip Seymour Hoffman. Yeah.
Who I thought was who did I say? Kiefer Sutherland for most of the movie. I don't know what I was thinking. First, I'm like, is that like did Kiefer Sutherland age badly? And then I realized who it was, like a little bit in. Just like I was telling you the other day, random, that I was watching Tropic Thunder. And it took me like until like a few bits in the movie to realize that the boss, the director, owner, whatever movie, was like Tom Cruise. It's like sometimes like, wait a minute, what?
Well, he was definitely disguised. A lot of people actually didn't realize that when it first came out. Like, it was kind of a surprise.
Yeah, and I've seen this movie. I've seen Tropic Thunder so many times, but then I forgot that Tom Cruise was in it. Or maybe I never even realized it.
Yeah, that's a great movie. Yeah, it really is.
So dumb.
It's really funny.
So dumb. But yeah,
that might be something we could talk about, because that has Ben Stiller, and
it is. That's a 6 degree of separation, so we could kind of make that work. And some of the Jack Black is in it too, kind of funny. But Ben Stiller. But yeah, I mean, yeah. So I with Philip Seymour Hoffman, it took me a little bit. I mean, he was so good at it. He plays angry very well.
Yeah,
he plays dirtbag. Or he played dirtbag and angry really well.
He does, and just like keeping when he like has him on the phone before Barry comes down, he's like, shut up, like, and he just does it so perfectly. Yeah. And he's like, you deserve this, like he's such a sleazebag.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And how gross he looks when she's cutting his hair. I don't know, it's just such a gross scene. It actually, the way it's directed too, you can almost like, I don't know, like smell the dirty warehouse, and that, you know, it just seems so, you know, you get all the emotions with it while you're watching the hair. Well, at least I was like, ugh, gross.
Yeah, no, I think it is. It's very visceral. Like, I think the directing and the production of it was really, really great. And like the casting was perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah. And like, I don't know if I said this here or if this is when we were talking before, but the director really wanted to work with Adam Sandler and Daniel Day-Lewis, who was not in this movie, but he worked with him in a couple other movies after this. But he really wanted to work with Adam. And this is a role where Adam is he's definitely got some mental health issues, but also just some life issues, you know, just kind of like the way it played out in his life. And he was not an ounce of funny in this. But he was great. He was really good.
Yeah.
Really good.
It was really good. Yeah, there's parts where you're like, you know, like, I don't know, you really felt, I felt for Barry. At first it was like, oh, what a loser. At times, you know, like, and then you realize like, oh no, this poor guy. Then you're so rooting for him, especially like as he's running down, like long hallways seem to be the theme too. You're like different places where he's just running away from those guys. When he was running away from the guys, the brothers in the truck, you're just like, oh my gosh, this poor guy. And he's hiding, and you could feel the fear that he's having. And you're just like, oh gosh. And, you know, just how he felt so defeated when they're like, we know where you live. But, you know, it's just like such a pivotal point too, where I think he was trying to run away from his anxiety, but also kind of trying to have some control by going to Hawaii.
Yeah. Yeah. And he kind of his avoidance of it, but also going towards something that he knew would help him, you know, like Lena would, you know, he felt like that connection. He just had a sense of that. And he really, you know, I really think in this movie, what, you know, besides the good acting, the script, you know, everything else that was great about it, the directing, everything, is the music was really, really like kind of showed the oddness of it and kind of the like offbeatness of it. And I did see again on the Amazon trivia, I like to read those things, that
I'll have to look at that.
It was something like they composed it in live time. The person who composed it, I can't remember their name, but they did a great job. They composed it in live time and then would have it playing on set to kind of get the mood of it. And I was just listening to it and I was like, wow, that really would get them into like the universe of this. It's like its own little universe. And the way that they showed the different colors, like, was kind of like his emotions and kind of the setting the scene.
Like the pinks and the blues and like how the line went up and stuff like that too, is kind of, okay, how is he feeling, or is he feeling stressed, or
and there were definitely some, I think, I could be reading too much into this, but I feel like this was, nothing in there was unintentional. There was like the symbolism of when the boxes would crash in the warehouse, like, they kind of drove the forklift into it, and Adam had just kind of had this whole spell. It's kind of like showing like the chaos that's going on in his head, and they would have some moments of that. And like Luis Guzman, who played Lance, fell off his chair after there was another moment of his confrontation with like the sex worker lady, Georgia, or whatever, in quotation marks, and so I think there was just a lot of elements that I really like when they use kind of symbolism and different visuals and music well like that. It really fit. It was really good. So I think it was, and we were talking about the title before too, even the title, and I felt the same way you did. Like, I did not understand the title. Like, I thought it was like punch period drunk period love. It's not, but it's punch drunk, like hyphenated, and then love. And so that makes more sense to me. I don't think I understood this when I watched this a long time ago and did not understand it and was just like, that was weird. I didn't get it at all.
Yeah, it's like
I definitely didn't remember it.
He wasn't, but he did punch something.
Yeah, it kind of fits in line with the oddness of the story, the title. Yeah. It's just very odd, but I like odd. And so I can do, I'm not a fan of rom-coms, but I can do the element of like romance when it's in this quirky kind of weirdness. I can do that. I like those things, and like kind of little symbolic Easter eggs and stuff. I like those movies. So I think it was a really,
it was one of those movies too.
Good movie.
I felt like you had to, I was going to say, I felt like it was one of those movies where you wanted to watch. It wasn't like, some movies you could be distracted doing other things, but I felt really into the movie. I didn't get bored. I really wanted to just watch it, except I did miss that one part that she said at the, but I really liked it.
Yeah, it was really good. I think Adam was awesome. I think all the characters were really good, and I think it's its kind of own genre of movie. It's just a I think I read, I'm not sure if in the trivia that this got nominated for like in a musical category or something. I don't know if I read that wrong, but maybe just for the music score. So I don't know. It really, this was, a lot of people were talking about this. I remember this was pretty popular. People thought it was kind of just its own category of movie. You know what I mean? Like, it just kind of came out and kind of made people look at things a little differently. So I always kind of like those if it's done well. And this was. Sure,
I think it did win awards too, like as far as like the actual movie too.
I don't actually know that, but it probably did. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, but I mean, it's I really do like the evolution of his character, and kind of seeing how, when given the appropriate support and love and just being able to be himself and discover that, and kind of be like, oh, I can be awkward and somebody's going to be okay with that. They're not going to just trample me under their feet, helps him to really, kind of stick up for himself, and also just go after what he wants, and, kind of have more control in his life, and feel like he's not just like a passive kind of character sitting on the waves. He's actually like, okay, if I want to do this, I'm going to do this. And that felt a lot better, because he felt like he wasn't so like beaten down by life.
Yeah.
But, I do wonder if, and I know, again, this is a movie, I'm overanalyzing, but I do wonder if that changed his relationship with his sisters, like with boundaries and being like, don't call me here, or, and I know that when he was in Hawaii asking for the number, he yelled back at Elizabeth and was like, don't do this to me. You're so mean, and like, you shouldn't, this is cruel, and then he says some kind of crazy things. he was basically just like, don't, like, the way you kind of just tease me and are like, oh, why do you want it? And like dangle it over my head. Like, that's not okay.
Yeah, you could just say,
like,
here it
I
is.
like that. Yeah. I was like, good. Yeah. She's like, why do they just mess around with him like that? It's so mean.
Yeah. I just read something really strange. I'm sorry. Cause I was trying to find something about like if they won any awards, but then I put like, and then all of a sudden what came up was, what is the alien theory in Punch Drunk Love? There's some evidence to support the theory that Lena is an alien, and the crash in the opening represents her arrival on Earth, including the television sets which are playing the Apollo moon landing or the alien-like flares seen throughout, or even the DVD chapter titles Lena Drops and Alien Abduction. What?
Okay, I guess that's a way to go. That's interesting. I didn't think of that at all, but that's okay.
I didn't either. That's insane, I think, but I don't know.
You know how, like, I guess with some movies you can kind of, if you really follow a thread, if you're really looking at it from that point of view, you're like, oh yeah, that kind of could work. I mean, I guess I could see that a little bit. I definitely, because I don't really know how that kind of car crash and the piano, I think, or the harmonium or whatever, is very much kind of like something that gets dropped off to him that's very kind of almost like a gift from the universe. It's very much like, this is something to help you and soothe you kind of thing.
Yeah. Well, it's weird too, because the car crash, which we don't know if it really happened or not, because it doesn't seem like there's a lot of debris after. And then
very weird.
Like just some company just drops off this piano thing. I was thinking they're just dropping it off in the road just so they don't have to dump it or pay for it to be done. I don't know. But then he notices it. But then finally he's like, I'm going to get it. I'm going to run. But it's like almost he knew he wasn't supposed to get it because he's like, run, drop my coffee, run. It was like in like almost like top secret, have to hurry up and do it before anyone else gets it or something. But I don't know.
You know what I was thinking is actually, I wonder if the harmonium kind of represents almost like a magic. This is again far-fetched, but I mean, I wonder if it represents kind of like a gift to him, kind of like this will give you the will to kind of like move through this sort of, you know, like this will give you the courage and the desire, because once that starts, it kind of starts him on a different, once he gets that, it starts him on a different path. Like maybe it was like supposed to be something from the universe to be like, hey, you have the courage to do this, you can change your life kind of thing. I don't know. Maybe
it also like, it puts him to start focusing how to fix it too, like the little airbag thing in it. He's like, okay, let me duct tape it or figure out how it works, and like
his life, like he's got to fix his life. That's so maybe that's what it is.
I don't really see the alien thing, but maybe the harmonium thing.
I don't see the alien thing too much either. I mean, I guess if you really want to.
I guess if you rewatch it and you're like, okay, I'm going to watch it in an alien lens, maybe it might feel different. Or if any movie, I guess if you just were looking at it in an alien abduction, alien lens, I guess anything could be anything.
That's true. Yeah. If you kind of have that confirmation bias, you're going to go for that and think, I mean, she did kind of have a unique look to her, and like really bright blue eyes, you know, like really kind of stunning blue eyes. I don't know if maybe that's kind of where they got that from, or maybe it's just, I don't know, maybe it's just people just being creative and trying to make an alternate kind of theory about it.
It's interesting. Is the director known for sci-fi? Is that why people are going there? I don't know.
Think so. Actually, I don't know much about this director, or maybe I do and don't realize it. Like maybe I've seen other movies, but I'm not completely clear on that. But I don't think so. I think it's probably more kind of like maybe like just odd movies, like offbeat movies. I would guess just from this one, or maybe this was a one-off. I don't know.
Yeah.
But and I think this director is pretty famous, has done some like good, like famous movies. I just don't personally know. I'm not like well aware of it.
Yeah.
But so that is Punch Drunk Love. There was actually a lot of mental health themes, but it was also just a good movie, an interesting movie. Like you said, it definitely keeps your attention. It's really interesting. I like the visuals.
Because I wasn't sure, because I was like, okay. And I forgot what the movie is about when I was watching it. I watched it this morning, and I was really surprised. I was surprised how interested I was in it.
Yeah, me too. Because I did watch it a while ago, but I don't really remember much from it. And I just remember feeling like it was kind of heavy, and I didn't understand why Adam Sandler was in that role.
Yeah.
But I didn't grasp it. I didn't understand. I don't think I watched it all.
Yeah, sometimes things need to be watched again in a different lens. Just like
and in a different point in your life. Yeah.
I think that's what Tanya and I discovered too with this Adam Sandler journey, or the 80s and 90s journey too, is that a lot of movies and stuff we're seeing, we're like, okay, I didn't see it like that, or this is a little different.
Yeah, it is. It's really because I think, there's that saying, like, as you get older or in different phases in your life, you're gonna, like, if you rewatch like series, like, TV series or movies, or reread books even, the lens, the perspective that you're coming out of is your own, right? That's kind of what it's being filtered through. And you change, you start to, you grow, and you, evolve or change your mind, about different things. So it's going to affect how you see and feel about different, books, shows, movies, kind of thing.
Yeah.
I just don't think I was really paying attention to it when I first watched it. And I think I just didn't get it. I just didn't get it. Like,
yeah.
So I just was not super into it. But this time I do feel like I get it. I'm sorry. I do feel like I get it. And I could pick up on some more things, probably just with more like life experience and being able to understand myself better. I think it kind of requires you to and understand like mental health kind of, things. So yeah, it is really interesting. Yeah, that's Punch Drunk Love. Is there anything else that we didn't talk about?
No, because we talked about the family relationships, his anxiety, probably depressive. And who knows, maybe the depression and crying was because his anxiety is so high, because that can show up too with social anxiety or whatever is happening. But yeah, I think we covered a lot, and sorry, spoilers.
Yeah, 24 years later, we're spoiling it for you all, but you know how this podcast goes if you're a listener. If not, sorry, this is the way it goes. So
welcome.
Yeah. But yeah, so we have at the end, and if you're new here, or if you already know this, you know this about us, we like to have a fun challenge question that relates or loosely relates to the movie, usually because I can't necessarily think of one. But I was having a tough time with this. Like, I actually like to do it spontaneously. And I was just kind of thinking of it over the last 2 minutes, kind of in the back of my mind. And the only thing I can really think of for this, and maybe this is kind of a weird connection to this because it doesn't really connect, is Barry's business is very much like a novelty business. I believe. I think he makes like kind of, it looks like he has kind of all these other products that are just kind of like random things. He's got like that plunger that I don't know what's so special about it, but I guess I was wondering if I think they develop these products. So if you were in that business, what novelty item do you think would sell, or would you want to kind of develop? I know it's kind of a weird question. It's the only thing I could think of.
Yeah, because it's weird. Because it seemed like his novelty thing, he was doing like a glass plunger, which seems like such a dangerous, dumb idea, because
it does like that would break, I think.
If you plunge in a toilet and then it shatters, now you're
he
bleeding.
Said it was like unbreakable, but I don't know if I would trust that.
Yeah, but the one he showed like broke everywhere.
Yeah.
If I had to make a novelty thing, I'm trying to think of something practical too. I wish I was the person who invented the warmers that you put in gloves and boots. I mean, and I remember like even when I lived up in Rhode Island, like they had something similar to that, like where you'd put, like, or even like those isotoners that were like super warm, but I wish I had thought of like, oh yeah, like those little heat packs, if you put it, like they crunch it up, and that's something you can put in your hand so your mittens are warm, or so your feet are warm. I think something like that, especially now. I mean, like you guys must be freezing up north. But yeah. I think I wish I would invent something like that. I would have brought it onto Shark Tank.
That is great, yeah, because that's something people always need, like, colder climates or seasonally cold climates. It's like never gets old. That's something. Yeah.
And my toes are always cold. I don't know. I think I'd like something like that.
Me too. Yeah, my hands and my feet are always cold. Yeah. So yeah, even in like winter or summer sometimes. I'm like, oh my
same.
God, what's wrong with me?
Yeah, I'm always cold on my toes, and I'm like wondering, I'm like, but it's always been like that. I was gonna say, I don't know if it's since I got my thyroid taken out, but I think I've always had like cold hands and toes. Like it's
it's kind of like I've heard it's a circulation issue. Like it might be kind of like you're not getting enough circulation, but I don't know. I think some people just have that. I don't know, because I don't know, maybe it is. I don't know, but
I don't know.
I definitely have it. But no, that is a good idea. I like that. I'm really scrambling. I'm trying to think of, because I think of these questions and I do not think of an answer.
Would it be practical? You think you'd want something fun or practical?
I guess maybe probably more practical, because it would probably sell a little more, but I don't really know. I'm thinking something like maybe some sort of, I keep thinking like of an app, but I'm like, I don't know if that's considered a novelty. No, it would have to be something that's like an object, I think.
Yeah.
Right? Because that's like the novelty.
I don't know. It could be. I mean, like, but in 2002, I mean, they weren't really thinking of apps and stuff, but yeah, I mean, like there's a lot of apps that are so helpful.
Yeah. Like I would love to have like had an app that, like the app that was like oh crap, I just thought of it. Oh man, what is one that everybody always uses?
Like for anxiety or something, like Finch or like Headspace, or
like I was thinking kind of like the Calm app.
Oh yeah.
Like, kind of that type of thing where people like kind of like like Finch or something like that, where people can, get a lot off of this, but also I think a lot of people want to use it because it's very helpful. So
yeah,
that's probably something I would like to do. I don't know if that counts as novelty, but then again, the question wasn't really thought.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, like you created the question, so you're able to expand on it.
I can just make anything up.
No, what I really meant to ask was,
what app would you develop?
That's what I think. Meant. You didn't hear me right.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. No, I guess that's honestly the only thing I can think of, which again, I don't connect these two, just my brain doesn't connect it. Yeah. So yeah, that's the best I can do. Yeah. I mean, definitely a lot of cool things. I'm sure I'll think of it afterwards and be like, oh, I would have said this, but yeah, my mind is blank right now. Yeah, so that is our show for today, and our podcast for today, and
thanks for joining.
I'm like stuck in the 1950s, like 1950s show. Yeah, so we hope you liked it. We hope that you find this intersection of mental health and Adam Sandler, and it'll soon be like 6 degrees of Adam Sandler.
Yeah. And I feel like there's still like so many Adam Sandler movies we haven't seen, but it is going to be like so many. There's a lot. Like I just gotta see what the next episode. We're gonna do something called Bulletproof, which I have never seen. It's an Adam.
Me neither. I have no idea what it's about. Nothing. Which is it's kind of exciting to like just
it's kind
have
of fun
something
going
new.
Blind. Yeah, just to see.
Yeah.
Then we keep going through Adam for a little bit, and I'm sure that's when there is going to be, because our 6 degrees started with something with Winona Ryder. I think it started with mermaids, and then we somehow eventually got to Adam Sandler.
Yeah, we did like Cher.
Yeah,
Winona Ryder,
and then we got to Mr. Deeds somehow, and then we realized that this is where we want to land.
Yes, and then Adam was the jump over. Oh, okay, so we're going. Oh, we've had evolutions of people, so maybe we'll be, in a year we'll be on another person who's like another few degrees away from Adam.
Yeah Well, we have said we still want to somehow visit Steve Buscemi, so that's still I mean, he does show up a lot because he's in a lot of these movies, but
I love him.
I do too. He's just so fun.
Yeah, he's great. But yeah, so you'll see, we got a lot more coming up. Let us know what you think, if you have any suggestions or any, that are within the degrees, or maybe just something different, whatever you're thinking, and anything about this episode. If you want to just, put in your 2 cents in any way, shape or form, we love to hear from you. Yeah. Connect with us on socials. We're on everything, including YouTube, if you want to watch us with our visuals. But so that will that will do it for this edition of Adam Sandler movies and our Adam Sandler journey at this point. But we're not stopping there. We're still going with them.
We're still going. It's still
it's moving along a long track here.
We apologize for those that don't like him, but hopefully we're getting you to understand him a little bit more.
Yeah. Because I gotta say, even I thought I knew his movies pretty well, and I've definitely seen him from a different perspective, even, which was just, I mean, I already liked him, but I really like him. Like, and seeing this is really interesting. So, hopefully we can keep doing that.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. But so let's run the outro. Don't forget, stay wicked
and keep your mind well. All right, everyone, have a great week, and we'll talk to you soon. Bye.
Bye, guys.